severe winter storm. So probably 6+ inches of snow or more.
Man.
Good evening, Joe.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm sorry to hear you're not doing well, but you know what? I think I might have to take this background off. Because we keep on looking like some crazy people. Bam!
You
know, yeah. So, I definitely would pass up on the weather you have up there. I have to head into that weather in January, and I haven't been in it for 3 years. Yeah, you got to go up to the little man 7th birthday, the lucky 7. So here I go. But you know, just excited to be here. I don't know where everyone is. I see a couple people on. I don't know where everyone is coming from or where they're chiming in from. But you know, we're excited about this call. We just had a great touch and feel
tea
party this afternoon. I mean, we almost ran out of cheers. So I thank God we kept it private and not public. We had a really good turnout, and we're excited about that. And not only people showed up, they came, they purchased products, they were excited. It's amazing some of the testimonials that we heard, but you know, we'll dive into that later. We're here talking, and I think as we're discussing, it's amazing over the last year plus just to see where we are. And many people didn't realize that we almost did things the same but apart. And you know, it's crazy from just having the conversation how Inspyre came about. Many people didn't realize that we were here speaking about, you know, doing something, and you at the same time was fed up with your situation of the previous company, not wanting to listen after a commitment, and just from a phone call, how everything got started.
Yeah.
So, and you know, for you, what would you want to, if someone, I know we have a lot of people, they're on the wall listening to us having a conversation now. Share, you know, what was your thoughts when you were thinking of starting what you wanted to do? Let me not say, but what was it that you had in mind?
Yeah, so I started seeing the same thing that we've seen over the last 15+ years that all of us have been working together. We started to see that the company wasn't listening to what the market needed. They were treating every market as though they're the same. And what happened is we kept on, I know myself, and I know you guys, we kept on making promises based on what the company was going to say. And then we couldn't fulfill those promises, right? We couldn't get them the products they wanted. We couldn't pay them in the way they wanted to get paid. We could only collect money in a certain way. So what we were doing was we were coming over, giving everybody all this excitement and hype. And it lasted for like 6 months, 8 months or whatever. And then after that, the next 8 to 9 months before we left, it was just, I felt like I was losing my reputation because I've been working in Africa for 20 years. And I know a lot of people in a lot of markets. And for me, it was like my personal reputation was getting hit. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. And I actually want to be a part of something that's the complete opposite of the Asian companies, the European companies, and the US companies. We wanted to create something. And I do have dual citizenship. I do have a Nigeria visa, passport, and temporary resident. So you can say I'm from Nigeria as well. So, right? So we wanted to do something in Africa, for Africa, and then explode out of Africa, right? So that's what I wanted to do.
You know, I think that was so crazy, but Pearl is the one that her whole idea from our side before I called you and said, champ, we're getting frustrated of what's happening here. Pearl had some ideas. You remember what was really driving you, burning you inside?
I think for me was to see the same type of product that I know was capable of helping a lot of people, and to seeing back, for me, mostly is about going back to the village where I come from and having to be able to change people's lives as well. And to see that there's this product that I was distributing, Joel, can you imagine? You know that so many people, if they have access to this product, it will actually be able to help them. But to see that I was not comfortable to go and sell the same product to the same people that needed help because of the amount of money it cost. Even me saying the price, I will talk about the benefits. This is what the product is doing. And as soon as they come to say how much, and from, a high pitch now to just swallowing even the words this much, because of the fear of just their eyes, popping out to thinking, how do you even expect me to afford this? But I knew that this product is what they needed. And I've seen the frustration of, I've seen how you and Alton will always be getting on a call, trying to plan around how is it that you can help the market, and being able to see how the people, let's say the executive team did not believe into what you both were trying to implement. And as I could see most of the time, Alton will sleep late because he's trying to figure out how is it that he can get the people at the bottom to actually be successful as well. So for me to see all of this, then I was like, you know what, this is no brainer. And this is where we have to break away. Sometimes you have to break away from what brings comfort and start something that you will be able to implement all the beautiful ideas that you have, because you're driven by passion. You're not just driven by making money, you're driven by passion, you're driven by really making sure that people are successful. So that's what drove me.
I think it was crazy because, when we started talking about it, I was saying to Pearl, you know what, I think I need to just call Joel because we had just lost our income. That company literally, I remember it was minutes to 3 a.m, and I got a message from the owner of that company. I still have it on my phone to this date. And the message was that they heard we're starting our own company. And just to see what they were willing to do from a rumor, because at the time we weren't starting a company, we had suggested to the company about, bringing products that were affordable for the market, but they wanted to continue what they were doing with those high prices, but yet they weren't willing to listen. And, just a rumor, I lost my income overnight. And I remember Pearl rolling over in bed and she was wondering why I wasn't in bed yet. She shouted out to me and, well, no, she didn't shout. She sent a text and asked if I'm not coming to bed. And I wrote her back and I said, hey, they just cut my check. She was asking, nah? I said, and I mentioned the name of the owner and I said, they just got our check because they hear that we are opening a company. I said, so all of a sudden I heard her shout out and said, oh, she has no access to her back office either. I'm like, wow. So you hear a rumor that I'm starting a company and you also cut her check and she has nothing to do with it. So it was just disheartening to see all the work that you can put into a company, and just like that, not even overnight, in a second, they just cut you off, regardless that we had a young baby, we had bills to pay, with everything we have done. So in those conversations, when we made that call to you, and you're saying, yeah, you were actually thinking to it, because I believe they cut your check like the Friday, and they cut our mine the Sunday. So it was a Sunday night. I was like, this is crazy. So, these are the things that I know for me, I didn't like in the industry all along. I never believed in this day that would be owning a company in this space to be able to help people with such amazing products. I always felt like I would be in the field. For you, Joel, I know that you started in the field also, but what drives you? What drives your mindset from where you have started to where you are today? I mean, what's some of the things that you would say drive you?
I mean, I would say the three main things are the ability, excuse me, the ability to provide for my family in a way that is not traditional, the ability to change people's lives, which is not in the normal traditional path, and then thirdly, help people change their future for not only them but their family. And it doesn't take a fancy degree, doesn't master's degree. You don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer. You don't have to know, all these things that you might perceive that you need to know. But if you're able to come in and first listen to your upline and listen to the leaders, all you need to do is go out there and duplicate what they say. Every company and every leader has a path for all of the brand ambassadors to become successful. Whether it's a binary, a unilevel, a matrix, breakaway, whatever it is, every compensation plan has a way for people to succeed. Now, I believe ours is one of the best in the industry and it's very easy to earn, but it is something to where, like for me, I don't really like education, formal education. I did it, but I didn't really think I learned from it. But I've learned a lot more in my life in the last 20 years from being on the field side for about 5 years and then the last 15 on the corporate side. So I also liked that the ability to some person, if they want to come in and they want to work hard, they want to bust their butt and they want to do something that hasn't been done. You could be 19 years old or you could be 75 years old. If you come in and you follow the system and you duplicate, you're going to make money. And that's what I always like, because I know a lot of people out there might not have that formal education and they kind of feel like they're a little lost. They're like, well, I don't have this degree. I couldn't have this degree. I had kids. I had this ability. I didn't have the money, right? There's a whole lot of reasons why people can't go to school, even though they might want to. And in my opinion, it's a profession to where you don't need to worry about that. What you need to do is you just need to come in, follow the system. And once you follow the system, you'll start to create your own way on how you can be successful. So I always felt like that gave people who didn't have a lot of hope to, make a good money, provide for their family, and even change people's lives. They kind of felt like they could never do it, but this is an opportunity for them to be able to do that. So that's one of the biggest things that I've liked over the last 20 years is you can see in some people's eyes, man, that person's really hungry. That person really changed and they don't really like where they are right now. They're not happy with where they are. And then after a couple months and in a year, whatnot, you see that person and they've changed, 180 degrees. They went from, one way to somewhere different. And it's all because they worked hard and they followed the system. So that's the main thing that I love about this industry.
What drives you?
Wow. For me, what drives me is seeing someone successful and seeing someone who has been trying and eventually they see that success in this industry. Because I know the type of journey I worked to get to a point where I started seeing success. So it's like you see that other people are succeeding, but you're not. And purely because either maybe the compensation plan is not right, or the compensation plan is not made for the type of person you are. Because I feel like, and this is what gets me excited about Inspyre, purely because of the type of compensation plan we have. And I know that, this is why the two of you are my partner, is because of the fact that you come with so much experiences around different compensation plans. And I always feel like a lot of compensation plans keep on getting you to be chasing the money. And eventually you don't see that success, or maybe few people see success, not everybody. But to see how people are succeeding without compensation plan, that's what gets me up at night. That's what, even when I'm extremely tired, I sleep, I'm always ready to sleep at 10. But I'll stay until midnight because I know this is what gets people successful. And this is why we started this company, purely because of the amazing compensation plan. Our products, when every time I hear about these amazing testimonials, I sometimes shed a tear, because I feel like I know for a fact that God is working in this company somehow. But just to see how people's lives have been changed, not from a financial perspective only, but from a health perspective, because health is expensive. And without health, you cannot do anything. So those are the two things that drives me. What drives you?
You know what? For those who are a part of this company, like I see Buela that's on here that I've known from a very long time. They're individuals who know me. Joel, when we were doing XFT back in the days, and we would market. And you know, there are so many sacrifices I made to jump on a plane, for example, and you knew this, jump on a plane, and I wasn't earning that much money. However, I believed in the industry. You know, I would be staying at a hotel, and you know, I couldn't go out and do all this eating out and stuff, because I would save up my commissions just to be able to take the team out, the guys who were on the ground that's working. I was doing it in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, St. Lucia. I mean, I would do it in Europe as well. I would do it when I come to Africa. And to see those challenges that individuals were going through, it forced me, even when my bank account was not reflecting the amount of incomes at some of the time, because there was more going out than what was coming in. The sacrifices that I've had to make in order to really go and still share the news of how this industry could change the lives of individuals and seeing people like Pearl just mentioned start to seeing success in the industry, you know, prior to Inspyre, and some now in Inspyre. Those are the things that drive me to know for an absolute fact that the work that I put in, the late nights, the three-way calls, the stories of people's struggle to, you know, to pay for products that were expensive, or to be doing whatever they need to do to make it happen. That drives me for an absolute fact, because, you know, we all have challenges. We all have those personal challenges. It could be from a financial standpoint. Maybe it's from a belief in the industry. There's something that a friend of mine, he said, that I believe is so powerful. He said, you have to start believing more in believing. See, many times people say that they believe in the industry. However, as soon as they start to face obstacles, guess what?
Yeah.
Their IQ level, their IQ level goes up so much more that they're quick to walk away from a business or venture because of the challenges that they face. And they fail to realize in all those adversity, you're either going to get a blessings or you're going to get a lesson. And most of the time, if you work through the lesson, your blessing is going to come, right?
And most of the time we give up before we actually get to the lesson.
And most people never stick around long enough for the lesson. So when I see people sticking around, Joel, man, let me tell you, that truly, truly excites me. What's one of the biggest challenge that you have had in network marketing, Joel, that, you know, I remember a lot of times in the initial stages of network marketing for me, I was selling how much money you could earn, but my bank account was on negative. Eh?
Take it until you make it.
Yeah, I think everybody who's been in the industry has ups and downs. And to be honest, most people, they have to, you know, fake it till they make it, right? They have to act like they're doing this or that because they're just brand new, or they're, you know, they're doing somewhat good, but not crushing it. And then you upline and downline, and they're asking you what you're making and how you're feeling. So I kind of feel like at times, to your point, there's going to be more money going out than more money going in, right? That's when you double down, and that's when you commit to say, I don't have a plan B. I don't have anything. I only have one plan A, and I'm going to make it work, because plan B if I feel like if I have a plan B, then that's making me think maybe I can't plan A. So for me, it's always been plan A. Plan A, whether I was on the distributor side or whether I was on the corporate side, I was going to make the volume and the company work because that's how I was going to make my livelihood. That's how I was going to pay for my house, pay for my kids, and pay for everything that I wanted to do, is because, you know, I had gone through times to where I wasn't making money. I had gone through times where things were extremely tight, and, you know, we couldn't afford this and we couldn't afford that. And then there was times where it was, you know, there was a lot of money coming in, but it's always been, in my opinion, it's been up and down, you know, just like life has been up and down, and you've had to adapt and you've had to change. And the thing that is the best is, even though your check might fluctuate, if you're true and you're sincere about what you're doing about network marketing, you're going to bring a whole lot of friends that are going to turn into your family along the way, right? Because they're going to see you for who you are and what you're trying to do. You're just not trying to bring them in so you can make money off of them, right? That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to change their life just like you're trying to change your own life, right? And people who see that you're genuine and know that what you're doing is not just for you, but it's for other people as well, then I think you're able to create those relationships, and those friendships turn into family, to where you can get through the things that are up and down, or the things the company did, right? Or you had no control of and you had to make decisions. So that's what I would say is, in my 20 years, I've been up and down, but I've never quit, right? I keep going, and I always feel like the way people have success is by failing over and over until they realize how they don't know how to fail because they've tried everything, right? So not giving up is the biggest thing that I've learned in the industry, is whatever your plan A is, give it 100%, because if you have a plan B or a C or a D or an E or a F, whatever you want to have, you won't put everything into your A. So make your plan A and go out there and execute it. So that's kind of what I've seen and what I've felt.
Man, when we talk about challenges and obstacles, we have been through so much in the last 15 months, with having to discard products. You know, it's. I was saying to someone today, Joel, at our touch and feel. I remember us shipping products. You know, the cost of first making the products, then shipping the products, then clearing the products, then paying to discard the products.
Yeah. Oh.
And then we speak about some of the stuff that we have invested in. I mean, what did that do for you? I know I know how I felt. I know, you know, but many see us here, they see us smiling, they see the company is starting to get that boom and becoming a household name. But over the last 15 months, with some of the challenges in this business, where did that take you?
I think for me, with everything, especially when it comes to the products, to see that even though when we had the challenge with some of the product that we had to pull back and then discard them as well, is to see how other people, you have people that it's like they dedicate their life to bring you down, to bring your company down, or to bring the little that you're trying to do to actually help people. It's one of the things that have left me baffled, in a sense, to get to a point where people are saying our products don't work. The same people that use the product have testimonials about using our product, and then turn around to say that the product don't work. So basically what it does is basically saying they lied, because then you stand in front of people and say this product is doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you turn around and say the product don't work. And to see the same type of people who go out and spread rumors around how our products are not even, they don't have anything inside, is just, especially when it comes to live water, that always baffles me, the live water. So those type of challenges, it's always been something that drives me. It's like a fuel to say that, you know what, we're going to have to do more. We need to do more to prove to the same type of people that we have integrity as people, as Inspyre, And for that, we are going to stick around and we're going to show people that this work and we were made to be here. So we are not going to cower by the rumors that they say. So some of those challenges are, I mean, it's things that you look at and you get shocked that someone actually dedicate their time to say things like that.
Hey, Joel, I did a training call recently, and I was sharing with everyone on that call that I had to, tell some of my friends that the best help they gave me was not to help, not to support, not to buy my products, not to join my business. It was the best help they could have done for me. And I believe it's the same thing that's happening now to see, especially we know there's one company and their affiliates that their best bet, it seems like they forgot about their business. And that's what is fueling us from a good standpoint, because we're not here to compete with anyone. We're here to do our part. Like I said earlier, we can't save the world, but we can play our part. And to be able to know that the products are working. At a touch and feel today, Joel, OMG, there were so many testimonials that were coming out of the room from people who we didn't even know were using the product, and they're customers, eh? They're solely customers and no brand ambassadors who are sharing all these new testimonials. Now the challenge is getting them to do that either for a video for us or get them to do a written testimonial for us is the biggest thing. So
that baffles me.
Yeah,
I think maybe this is a question we need to pose to our guest tonight. Why is it that even though you have a testimonial about using any of our product, what is so difficult to share that with the public?
Yeah, we got to figure that one out. We're missing the link on that one, Joel.
I don't know why. Right?
Yeah, it don't make more sense.
I heard this lady, she shared with me today. I have to get the name, tendinitis. No, it's something having to do with the equilibrium, and apparently it's an illness that people typically commit suicide. So it's like a sound in their head that they constantly get. Ingrid introduced her to the Hope Drops, and she started using the Hope Drops within her ear and taking it by mouth. And the decimal, she said her decimal came down from 80 to 15. That's
tinnitus.
How tinnitus.
Yeah, tinnitus. Thank you, Andros.
Hey, you see, inspires a nation.
Yeah.
Tinnitus. So it's and she said it came down so she said she has to really listen to hear it, but before it's just something, it was so unbearable. I didn't even know about that sickness. So now we have even that testimonial to share. There's another lady who was here today that's HIV positive
for 23 years.
Yeah, and now since using our products, the results she's seen, Hope Drops specifically, she was speaking about. So when we're hearing these stories, man, it's like we are making a difference.
If we might not be on social media for people to hear the type of difference we are making, however, we are making difference, and it seems like we're making difference behind curtains. So I'm waiting for that time when we open the curtains. So can we open the curtains on our second year, please?
Hey, Joe, you know what they say? If you set yourself on fire, the world will come to watch you burn, eh?
Yeah.
From the business standpoint, what has been for you like one of the biggest challenge with everything that we are all dealing with together?
Yeah, I would just say, if you look at the team that we were wanting to start with to where we are now, is the only people left are us three.
Yeah.
We had known people for a while, and the plan was we were going to work on this together and we're all going to go along together. And then, that ended up changing. And, sometimes whatever, people have different reasoning, but to a point you made earlier, it was not that they were just not going to work with us. They were trying to let everybody know that our products didn't work, or we didn't have money, or we didn't have we didn't have any of these things, which were not true, because they know us and they knew us and they knew what our plan was before anyone. So that was really surprising to me, because I felt like the people we wanted to launch with were people we had known, like some of them 10 plus years, right? And it just didn't happen. And there was crazy things of people demanding money from us and demanding this and then right. And we're just like, well, sorry, that's not how we do business. We want to run a business, but I'm like, sure.
I forgot about that, Joe.
40,000.
Yo.
40,000, Joe. They didn't even last 40 days.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's would be my biggest one. But I feel like we've overcome those things, and we're working towards a lot of things. I mean, if you look at the last 2 months, they've been our best 2 months ever, right? So to your point, people are, like for me, Life Water every day, my hope drops every day, right? And I feel like these are amazing products, amazing products that actually change people's lives and change people's health. So our products work. People are having testimonials. To your point, why can't we get them to do the video testimonials? I don't know, but maybe we got to figure out a better way, or give some sort of incentive to make a video or something.
No, Joe, it will be the second incentives that we do. There was an incentive, and maybe the incentive was not enough. Maybe we have to mark up the incentive a little bit.
All right. That's fine.
For those who are on the wall that's hearing this right now, tell us what are the incentives we need to offer in order for
a testimonial.
A truthful testimonial now.
We don't want lies. It has to be truthful, honest.
No,
we don't want to hear, no, Inspyre paid me to say this.
As we're speaking about this, why did we choose these? Well, why were these products chosen? Being she's the VP of products, right? Why were these products chosen?
Wow. I always say this. For me, it was after losing my parents for health reasons that it helped me to draw back and look at my health. And through that, I asked myself, I've always had this dream of starting, it's still a dream, building a school in my village, having a farm to create food for people, not just in my village only, but across the continent. I always see myself helping these people to eat. So eating sometimes represents different type of eating. It could be a source of them making money. And for me, I asked myself, what will make me proud to see a company that is started here, or when I'm saying here in Africa, with what type of products and what it will be relevant. And I like to look beautiful. I like clothes, I like good things, but I felt like those were superficial. So what is it that we needed to, so for me, it was like, it has to be product that really solve a problem. If it's not changing somebody else's life for the better, then it's not of use. And if it's not, it shouldn't be a luxury. It should be a need. And this is why, for me, when I was choosing the product, I was like, okay, this is the type of product. And with everything that I have in mind and in plan, it is because it's a need in somebody else's life. First, before it becomes a need, it has to solve a problem. And this is why. And mostly also to take back from the Mother Nature and use what is freely available to everyone, because everyone can go and anywhere in the bush or wherever and get herbs. And the beauty is that 99% of the herbs that we use have been backed up by science. So why not use them? Is science or science going to come out and say that, you know what, these are some of the herbs you can use. We've already did this much study on them, and this is the proof that we have, and this is the documents to show. No, they're not going to do that. So it's up to you when you're pursuing something for yourself to better give yourself a better health, that you're going to find out those things. And this is why we are doing the products that we are doing.
And Joel, as Pearl mentioned, that right now, I know we offering 35% of all the product sales. And many people are excited about the actual, there's a question there, can you drop inside the ear?
Yes.
The answer to that is yes. Now with the 35%, we're doing that as a promotion to really give everyone the opportunity of truly maximizing their sales. But I know as 2023 comes around, we're going to be going back to the 25% with volume. Do you care to share with those who are listening why we have chosen to go back with the 25%?
Yeah, and I think this is kind of how we operate and how the company, understands and tries to work with the teams. We went out there and we asked the teams, do you want us to keep it at 35% or do you want us to go back to what we originally had? Because we were only doing the 35% as a promo. So for us, we wanted to listen to the leaders in the field, right? And they said, you know what, the 35 bonus is nice, but a lot of times people are short of that rank. They're really short of that next rank. And if they had a customer that was giving them 20 volume or 25 volume or 5 or 6 customers that were giving them 15 volume or 20 volume, they would have hit that next rank. Right. So the main reason is, first, we listened to the leaders, and the leaders said, yeah, this has been okay, but we think what we are doing before was better. We're like, okay, cool. That's why we run a promo. That's how we go and test to see how things are. So most importantly, we're listening to the leadership and what they want done. And then secondly, I can totally see the point where, the volume from your customers can replace your auto ship or your rebuy. So remember, if your volume counts toward your volume. So it is another way for you. If, let's say, you don't have a lot of money or you can't afford the rebuy, go out there and get your customers, and your customers' orders will count towards your volume, right? So there was a couple of things that were kind of good this way, but also not as good this way. And the main reason we went back is because we wanted the leaders to want to listen to the leaders. And then secondly, we want people hitting ranks. And I think that the volume on those customer orders, because people are coming in as customers, we are getting customer orders who are just loving the product, is though that little bit of volume here and there added up could make you hit that next rank, which is a big deal, because that could be a brand new payout, or that could be a small vacation. That could be $100. That could be a spa treatment or a dinner, or even more, tablet, iPad, phone, all those things. You're just really short of that next rank, and that next rank could be another big payout for you. So that's what we changed it, or not we changed, but that's why we're going back to it.
It's funny that you speak about hitting the rank. It's something that I would love everyone to understand about us, Joel, Pearl, and myself. A lot of times people hear we speak about the breakdown of Inspyre, and they truly think it's cliche. But the reality about it is the P in Inspyre stand for people over profits. The Y truly stand for when all decisions are made, they're made with you in mind. We had a couple people who were very close to achieving a rank, and they were very short, but yet they would make a sale, they would earn the commission, but with the 35%, it wasn't giving them the volume. Yeah. So they were just missing out. So at that point, it was forcing them to either create someone in the system that wasn't real to get the volume, or do something else. And that hurt, because to see that person did all that work and they came up short just for the fact they weren't able to do the sales, you like you mentioned just now, Joel, is something that, I mean, it was an eye opener for us to say, you know what? In this case, it felt for me, I don't know about you both, but for me, it felt like the company was winning, but the brand ambassador who did the work was losing. You know, just by, what was it, like 40, they were under 50, and we had to make some push with them, and we made it happen, for the mere fact, for someone to get that close and not be able to achieve that rank. You know, we could have easily been like other companies where we're not personable, and we could say, you know what, well, you missed it. And then we wouldn't have to pay out the pay setter bonus, the spa, the dinner for two. I think one person, they were going to get the cell phone. So we would have kept all that money. You know, so that's not what we are about. We really want everyone to have that opportunity to win. You know, when we're looking in the compensation plan, Joel, because, you know, we worked on it together. However, you are truly intricate behind the scenes of running the numbers. That's not my forte.
Me too.
When, you know, I was asked a question recently by, her name is, it'll come back to me. And she was asking, would we ever change the compensation plan? And my best answer to that is, we would never change the compensation plan. However, there's a possibility we could tweak the compensation plan to not only make sure people are winning, but we want to create retention. That is one of the things that really hurt organizations, as we are seeing that not only in the companies I've been a part of, but companies that have been around for years. Retention. So sometimes we have to tweak until we get it right. It's like the story I speak about with BMW. The reason why they weren't winning. You remember Natalie Lewis shared that story, Joel, at years back? And all was missing from it was a cup holder. So what drives, when we are putting a compensation plan, when you are running the numbers, what exactly is it that you're looking at, so people could know that when we are saying, okay, this is the best option in the field right now? For example, Joel, doing that, we're doing weekly. We have decided to take the hit so that in a weekly compensation plan, we are not charging a rebuy 2 times in, I think, 2 months in the year. We have decided to allow people to go active for 5 weeks versus 4 weeks, which is typical in the industry. So
I don't think most people understand that.
Yeah, so
it will be good for Joel to elaborate.
So Joel, touch on that, and what, you know, as you're running the numbers and we sit down and discuss what's driving these decisions that are made.
When you're sitting down, you know, as a number guy, and then say, okay, I think if we move this and move this there, and this is why everybody will be successful. Okay, we'll take a hit, it's okay, as long as people are successful.
Yeah, I mean, like I've helped create several plans over the years, and as I was doing that, I've seen that every comp plan is going to have a strength or a weakness. Some might be good at the beginning, not so good in the middle, and then really good at the end, or really bad at the beginning, good in the middle, and then amazing at the end, right? But what we wanted to do is we first wanted to create a comp plan that was simple and easy for people to understand. And there wasn't a lot of kind of what I call them, I gotcha, or I made you feel like that. Really, this is what it is, right? So a first thing was we wanted to come in and we wanted to make volume is straight volume, because in some companies, if you come in as any volume that's generated by starter kits, you can only earn binary volume from that. And then anything that's a rebuy that comes in, you can only earn unilevel, right? So you sound like, oh, we pay 1000%. We pay this, we pay that. But then when you look at it, it's like, well, you only pay me actually here on my rebuys and actually here on my starter kits. And then my customers is a whole different ballgame. To where what we did is we took all three of those customers, rebuys and starter kits, and made volume the same. So if I have 1,000 in volume from starter kits and I have 1,000 in volume from rebuys and I have 1,000 volume from customers, I'm going to get paid on all of that in the binary and in the unilevel. So another thing about us is volume in our company, whether it's rebuy or starter kit, is the same. You'll get paid on both the same. You'll get both unilevel and both binary. Secondly, we have a really good dollar to volume ratio. I mean, for example, some companies would, you'd spend $89.99 and get $40 in volume. That's less than 50%. That's horrible, right? And a lot of companies would be charging you 130, 140 for 90 in volume. Whereas us, we're like 115 for 90 volume, and I think we're at 58, right? 8 or 59 for 40. So we're at a 75+% ratio, and everyone else is way below that. So think about those two things. Volume in our company gets paid on everything. And then we have a good dollar to volume ratio. And then we have very front loaded incentives. And the reason why we have very front loaded incentives is because in network marketing, only 10% of people will ever sponsor again. That's the numbers. So only 10% of people who sign up are going to go sign up another person. Right? Yep. But the statistics is if you can make that one person out of the 10%, if you can make them money in their first 45 days, they will go out and sponsor more people. So that's why we have so many things that are front loaded to where it looks like we're paying out so much money, and we are, but we're only paying out that much money early because we want that person to go out and sign up more people, because we know if they've made money and they've seen results, they're going to go tell more people about it because they now have a personal belief on it. Right. So we have these incentives to make you go out there and earn real money quick. And then as the company gets bigger and as your teams get bigger and the volumes get bigger, the compensation plan, it doesn't go down. It just keeps going the same. Right. You still are having, when you hit the highest rank, when you hit it 2 times, you get $100,000 bonus. Right. Most companies would say you need that bonus 3 times, and it needs to be 3 times in a row. Right. Mm-hmm. So we're 2 times in the history of being a part of us. Right. And so there's a whole lot of these bonuses and incentives to where it's 2 months in a row, it's 3 months in a row. You got to do it 6 months out of the year. Right. So all of these things, and that's not how we are. We just want to be straightforward and say, if you do this one time on these first few ranks, you're going to get this money. On our next set of incentives, you got to do it 2 times. Right. And then the next incentives is still 2 times. So once again, we're trying to make it easy for you to understand. Volume is volume, right? It doesn't matter where it comes from. And to Alton's point about tweaking the comp plan, the only thing that's constant in life is change. So remember that. You have to be able to adapt. So when Alton's saying that we could be tweaking things, it's not we're changing the comp plan, but we might be testing some things, right? Because we might have the idea that says, you know what? If we try this and for the next 3 months, and we see that it's a benefit to the brand ambassadors, then of course we would want to make the tweak, right? So don't be afraid of a comp plan changing, because the basic structures of what we're doing is going to always be the same. But that doesn't mean we run tweaks here, this month or that month, or hey, we're going to run a 90-day promo and we're going to tweak this to see how it works. Because like I said, change is the only thing that's constant. And if you can't change, you can't adapt. And if you can't adapt, you die. Right. So we need to be able to be flexible enough to understand that certain things might change. And to be honest, in Africa, certain things are more important in Nigeria than they might be in South Africa. Right. Or things in Ghana or Kenya might be different than Nigeria. And that's just cultural. And we need to understand that. So to treat everything with the same blanket and say, oh, this covers all of you, that's not correct. And that's why people are so frustrated with American, European, and Asian companies, is they treat all of the countries the same. And all of the countries have different cultures. They have different ways of doing business, and certain things are more important. For example, in Nigeria, they would rather have cash instead of a logo or a branded iPad or a phone or things like that. Whereas people in Kenya and South Africa might want to have those things so they can take pictures and say, hey, look at my new phone, look at my new iPad, look at us going to dinner, look at this spa treatment, right? So we're adapting. The company is adapting all the time to make sure we're figuring out what's the best way for the company to succeed, because when the company succeeds, brand ambassadors succeed as well, right? It can't be only the company benefits, and it can't just be only brand ambassador benefits. It's a partnership. And if, as long as a partnership is tight and both parties are being successful, then that's when you have a winning culture.
Wow.
Wow,
Well,
amazing.
you know, as you're touching on all of this on a compensation plan, Pearl, why not share some of the results? You know, so many people have ranked up. I'm sure some are on this call.
Yeah.
So why not share? What?
Before I share, I
Mhm.
just want everyone to notice something. If you notice that as soon as Joel started talking about the compensation plan, the energy, the excitement, I hope people saw that, because you can see that how passionate he is about numbers and how passionate he is about making sure that people succeed. So now you can relax and know that even if we're going to tweak anything around compensation plan, is going to be for your benefit, not necessarily for the company. So this amazing compensation plan is been working. That I know last of October, we celebrated the people that hit new ranks. And this month we have over, I was hoping we were gonna share the slide. However, I'm assuming it's because of the time, that's why we are not. Let me, for the ranks. So we have a new director, which is our very own Vera. She's here. And Mozi, guys, please, some love, some hearts, some fire, just to celebrate our new director
I hope
for the month of November.
I hope everybody is seeing.
Yeah, some hearts. And then we have two senior directors. We have Messi and Chinenye. Please, some hearts. These are people that have actually achieved these ranks in 1 month. So can you imagine the amount of money that they have earned? And we have 6 junior directors. We have Innocent Enyedede, Emmanuel Asogwa, Charity. I see Charity here. I think Emmanuel is here. Ozia Ladies Uba, Rivkatu Yisa. I saw Rivkatu. Rosemary as well. Rosemary Nwachuku. I hope I got your name right. Some heart. And we have 8 team leaders. We have Ann Beth Gatami and Abdil Ali Dimbel. We have Hafsat leader Ismail. We have Stephen Adalo, Aziz Wasu Gbolagede. Oh, I hope I got that right. Adiole Adesoji Babalola. The song Sunday, Jennifer Yisa as well. Those are our team leaders. And ladies and gentlemen, we have 33 pace setters. Wow. I'm gonna try to say their names quickly. We have Tulani Sitole, I see you here. Abdiram, Abdi, Ali, Fatuma, Mohammed, Biola, Fadai Jamali, Maureen Uka, Margaret Orihe, Bridget Enakele, Sijas Ekpiamachi, Felista Asogwai, Abu Bakar Mairiga, Faisal Ismail, Eguezi Victoria Chiga, Another one here. I see the email only. I think they forgot to write their name. Odizio@gmail. Echuria Nwaku. Celine Iwuala. Erit Babalola. El Sunday Ata Zuwairi Ismail Mauzu Emmanuel as Isaiah Okon, Peace Oje, Esther Odisu, Goodwin Prince Chuku, Yvonne Odipo, Akan Lucy Zungwem, Jess Yisa, Julia Anyagare, Aduago, Stephanie Kenneth, Basi Titilayo, or an email address 60@evans14@gmail. Olayemi Babalola, Mary Wangai, Ogbu Eke, China Cecilia. So those are the 33 things that have. So congratulations, everyone. You know what?
We never give it up, and every time we step in the building, everybody and go up. We love it.
Please don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. All right, so a lot of people did not send us. The reason why it's still the 11th of December that we have not even shared this on social media or even on email is because a lot of people have not sent us their pictures so that we can upload. However, we've decided that we will just share all these names on the email. Watch out for the email that will be going out tomorrow morning for you. So, and we will definitely be sharing the link to the emails on the Telegram. Make sure you follow our Telegram or you join our Telegram. And these names also will be all over our social medias as well. So once again, congratulations. And trust me, we are excited to be paying your incentives, your bonuses, everything that you've achieved. So we appreciate you and thank you for trusting Inspyre and for trusting this vision and really waving that flag high. How do you send pictures? You can send it via your upline, Madoris or Vera. Please send pictures to Vera. Vera will be able to send it through to us as well so that we will be able to do that. So once again, congratulations to all our, how many?
50,
50?
53 and 54?
Oh, 53 new rank advancement. So we are looking forward for this month to be celebrating more of you.
We have already hit quite a few
Yeah.
senior team leaders, pace setters, and the month is not over as yet. You know, with that being said, a huge congratulations to everyone, guys. It would not be possible without you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for believing in us. You know, we are working behind the scenes diligently to bring the best products to you, to bring the products on ground and make sure they're available to you. So do know this is a working holiday for us. We believe it should be a working holiday for everyone. It should always be. You know, us going into this holiday season right now, Joel, you know, as we're getting ready to wrap this call up, you know, what is something you would share with everyone that they should consider doing through this holiday season as they're with their family and friends?
Yeah, you should be sharing with everybody, to Pearl's point, these products that are changing people's lives, right? Desire changing people's lives, Hope Drops, Life Water, and you know, even XFT is helping people save money every time they fill up their generator or their car, whatever it might be, right? So we should be sharing about what these products can do and how they can change their lives, and then on top of that, they can also make money on it, right? Everybody has extra bills right now. I have extra bills, you have extra bills.
Yeah.
Coming, right? And you're all of a sudden saying, all right, how am I going to cover this or how am I going to cover that? you never know, hitting that pace setter bonus or hitting some other bonuses might be that just that little bit of amount to get you what you wanted to do, not what you needed to do. Right. So that little bit of money might allow you to change, get that what you really want for someone, or really able to do something, but you couldn't the other way. So I mean, the Christmas holiday and Hanukkah and all the rest of them, definitely spend time with your family, definitely take time and relax for a little bit and then recharge. But you shouldn't just shut down, because if you shut down, then it's going to take you a long time to restart. Right. Come January, we are going to have announcements for you. We are going to have new, I'm not going to say what, we're going to have new stuff for you, right? And you're not going to be starting from scratch in January. And trust me, these things that we're going to be launching are going to be a game changer, not only for the company, but for you and how you can build your business, right? So just, that's why I would say, take your time with your family, do the things that you want to do, but do not shut down. Don't shut down, because it's going to be that much harder to start. And there are people out there that you never know. It might be their time of life where they need to hear about this, right? Maybe a month ago, they didn't know about it. Maybe 2 months ago, they didn't, or they didn't need it. But all of a sudden, December 12th, they need this. They need this in their life, and you never know until you ask them and until you tell them. So that's what I would say is, just take your time to yourself and your family, but don't shut down. And if you need that little bit of oomph for that little bit more volume, or that money coming in this month, we have several ways to get you paid. So that's what I would recommend.
Wow. Pearl?
I will say, before we wrap up the call, I know Joel touched a bit on the going back to the 25%. Joel, especially with everyone now, we're seeing how everybody's been able to succeed and how many people we are celebrating for the month of November to hit in rank. Should we do the tweaking of the compensation plan, or we shouldn't be discussing that yet? Am I sharing too much? I am. Oh, Joel, for the first time I'm oversharing. Usually it's Alton that overshares. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going back. What was the question, sir?
Yeah, what should people be doing in the holiday season?
So to help with what Joel was saying about do not take a break, do not hit your bricks for the month of December. We have something to announce to actually help them so that they do not hit the bricks.
Okay.
Our promotion.
I forgot about that one.
We are having a BOGO sale that is running from tomorrow. So this is something that is going to help you so that you do not sit back and relax. However, it will be something that pushes you. And there's nothing amazing of giving the gift of hope and the gift of life with our products, because you know what? From XFT, from Hope Drops, from Desire, from toothpaste, from Life Water, our products are actually the gift of hope. They give hope, they give life into other people's life, into your car, into your health, your teeth. You see the smile? Yeah, okay, right. So we have a BOGO going on from tomorrow, so watch out. Should I share? Should I tell them what it is, or they will see the email?
They can see the email tomorrow too.
Yes, you will see the email tomorrow. Please watch out for the promo tomorrow. Unfortunately, I was told not to share.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So when you buy toothpaste or Desire, you get 1 for free. And when you buy 6 XFT, you get 4 for free. How about that? Some hearts, ladies and gentlemen, show that you are excited. All right, thank you, Rivkati. We'll think about coffee. Yeah.
You know, during this holiday season, as Pearl just announced, I just want to give you guys something that happened today to me. And I've been doing business with this family. Well, I normally go to the store most of the time, right? So, all right, Pearl, go when I can go.
Family.
Yeah. So Joel, I've always been going there. They make the most amazing Nigerian bread. They have all these stuff like what I get in Jamaica. So I always go and support them. And finally, I've told her about our company. And I've never had them say, you know what, I'm interested, let me purchase. But, I always believe in giving people time, especially those who I do business with. I believe you at least need to take a look at what I am doing. I do business with people who do business with me. And finally, I sent an invitation to her to let her know, hey, I'm doing a private touch and feel tea party today, and I want to invite her over. Sure enough, she responded she would be in. Today works good because I know their store is closed. She came by with her family, her husband and her daughter. And not only they love the product so much, they purchased like everything. Right? Cash in hand, and only to find out that XFT, she introduced XFT to her husband years ago, and he was the one that put XFT in the tank when we had XFT first in South Africa. So I share this with everyone to say, you never know who is it that you are speaking to or not speaking to. So during this holiday season, collect informations from individual. You might not want to speak about the business, but re-engage, get reacquainted, collect their information. And then when the new year comes around, at least you have an opportunity to reach out to them and say, hey, I would love to share something with you of what I'm doing. Take a look at it and give me your feedback. So that would be my suggestion also. I believe with that being said, Joel, I'm not sure if you have anything else you wish to add to the call as we close out. Pearl, anything you wish to add?
No, I think we shared everything. I just see a couple of suggestions here. Agogo is talking about getting product. So when it comes to getting the product in Nigeria, unfortunately, some of the things are out of our hands, especially if it has to do with customs on your end. So we, however, working on a way around that. So going forward, we understand that things will be a little bit smoother for Nigeria to get their products. So we immensely apologize for some of the delays when it comes to you guys receiving, and we appreciate the fact that your teams do not give up and they do not get discouraged as there's sometimes we see all these different delays that we are not anticipating, and some of them are out of our hands as well. We are going to be considering some of the coffee later on, so watch out for 2023 for new products that are coming through. We believe that everybody will be super excited about.
All right, Joel, anything you wish to add?
No, just be ready. Be ready.
Ready.
All right, so this is what I will say.
Joel wanted to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Joel.
No, I'm just saying be ready because some things are going to drop. Some things are going to come that you're going to be shocked about, that are going to be amazing ways for you to now go out there and build your business, because it's virtual. That's all I'll say. It's virtual, and virtual is allowed to be built all over the world. So be ready.
There's no limitations.
No limitations. Guys, be separated by your actions and not your egos. Go out, share the word, and see the results from you wanting to make a difference. With that being said, on behalf of Mr. Joel Thieler, my beautiful wife, Mrs. Pearl Makoko Patterson, and myself, we want to thank you all for jumping on tonight. We will make this recording available, and we look forward to seeing you on our last call this week. Remember, Tuesday will be XFT, Thursday's Medical Thursday. Those will be the last two calls of the year from us. So with that being said, a huge congratulations to everyone again. And keep doing what you're doing. Have a wonderful night, everyone. May God continue to bless you all. We love you all.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Y'all feel better.
Yeah. Double up.